Well, welcome to Here and Gone uh, YouTube version. It's October 25th, Friday evening. Glad to be here. Glad to have you along from a room in North Jersey. Let me get this song out of the way first. I was moved this week to review it. Tonight, I'm going to be doing mostly originals. So for those of you who enjoy my songs, I'm happy to play them for you, including a couple of new ones that nobody's heard. You'll be the first. This is an older song. I have recorded it. I was just going to say I haven't, but I think it's on my record. I Can't Stop Myself, and it's a crazy little thing. And it goes like this. When I'm asleep, I don't see Meryl Streep. I'm always thinking of you. I long to turn in so the show can begin. I'm always thinking of you. Each night I pray that I'll wake up someday and the wish of my dream will come true. And happy we'll be, and you'll say just like me, I'm always dreaming of you. Night I pray that I'll wake up someday and the wish of my song will come true. So turn out the light, every night's a good night. I'm always dreaming of you. I'm always dreaming of you. I knew a songwriter when I was a kid growing up, and you don't really meet a lot of songwriters. At least I didn't in that era. Um, and he was an old kind of vaudevillian type of songwriter. His name was Bill Barry, and he used to play down the shore at my grandmother's house, and my mom and he would sit for hours at the organ. She had an organ, and both of my grandparents, sets of grandparents, had organs in their homes. I wonder if that was a thing or if they were just super hip. Um, my grandfather, Murgot, used to play the organ frequently in his home in Plainfield, New Jersey. But this is my grandmother, Lillian Wiseman, who became Lillian Shenton. And she would have the Barrys over, and Bill Barry and my mother would sit there for hours just running over songs, and he'd play a bunch of songs. He typed all his lyrics on little sheets of paper that were about this big, and that reminded me as the years went by that a lot of great lyrics are very, very short. Um, Dylan is an exception, and he kind of unleashed uh, a flood of bad songwriters who wrote 15 verses to things in the 60s. And some of them caught on and most didn't. But, Moon River is, I believe, 56 words. That lyric is by Johnny Mercer, one of the great songwriters, and it encapsulates the entire human experience in 50 words or so. Um, look at the Beatles lyrics, and on a page, you'll see how short most of them are and concise. Michelle comes to mind. Um, Bill Barry wrote and sang my mom a song uh, in one of those summer get-togethers, and it was called "That's the Way the Cookie Crumbles." And I've been trying to find it for years. And during COVID, I found it at the New York Public Library in a some kind of holding tank there, and but I couldn't get them to send me a copy. There was nobody working during COVID, but I'm trying to get it. I know almost the whole song because when I was 7, I used to go around uh, the neighborhood in Cedarcroft, New Jersey, singing "That's the way the cookie crumbles. That's the way with love. First it builds and then it tumbles. That's the way with love." I still love it, but I'm missing a line or two in it. Now, we got a kind of a mixed bag tonight of brand new songs, some old songs of mine that you perhaps have never heard, because I don't get a huge amount of opportunity to play originals. But this is a venue for it. This is a place I am happy to do it. And I'm also tonight, and maybe I'm going to start off here with a couple of songs that, and please forgive me, this is going to sound ridiculous, but I've been working on these two up-tempo songs for about 10 years each. And you're like, what the heck could take you so long in a simple simple pop folk rock song? And all I can tell you is Bruce Springsteen's on my side. He said writing an up-tempo rock song is like the actual hardest thing to write in music, and I guess I'm proving that. So this is a song I finally finished this week. 2 people have heard it. Alan LaBeouf, who has always given me good feedback on songs. No pun intended. The word feedback doesn't always go over well with musicians. This is called Blueberry Fields, and as my friend Marty, who also heard it, said, she said, I can hear the Stingers doing that, my old band, and we're gonna hopefully get back together, probably early in 2025. And this song is about memory, and it's got a little bit of a point to it, and a little bit of a theme that I really thought about. And so it's a song with an idea, and it might be just perfectly appropriate for me to do this with my old band from the 80s, the Stingers, and it goes like this. I made this mistake before. I couldn't see my meters. I covered them up. Now I'm going to see them. I went down to the crossroads, tried to flag it right, trying to get back to my younger days. I wonder if my friends can help me reach the other side. Can anybody show me the ways back to Blueberry Fields? Back to Blueberry Fields. I'm not sure if it ever was a better, brighter day. It seems to me the sun was warm and high. When we get there, we might find out that it was cold and gray. As on the wings of memory we fly, back to blueberry fields, back to blueberry fields. Am I still a boy on a carousel? I can only hope that time will tell. Time will tell. Yeah. So now I'm on my way. I'm gonna find out what is true. Do we know what we think we really know? When we look back, will all the colors have a darker hue? Or will we see a rainbow when we go back to blueberry fields? Back to blueberry fields, yeah. Back to blueberry fields. Back to blueberry fields. That lick I appropriated from Alan LaBeouf. I just have always loved it. And it's hard to reinvent that basic mode, that rock mode or blues mode. And he did this chromatic thing. Really clever, really engaging in my mind. And so I got his permission this week to steal it. He told me, yeah, it's all right. I don't mind. Let me play a newish song that I wrote on the piano. And I'm going to say something really, questionable. You're not supposed to say things like this as a songwriter, but I'm going to say it anyway. This is my favorite song of mine. And I'm not claiming greatness for it. I'm not even saying it's my best song. I'm just saying it's my own favorite little child. Songs are like your children, they say, and that's only true up to a point. But this song is just so much fun to play. And what if I do this? Can you see the keyboard? Yeah, you can. Now you can't see me. I think you'd possibly rather see me sing. I don't know. What do I know about it? You're only going to see the top of my head anyway, probably. Okay, so I lost my piano sound. I've got to jumpstart this thing again to get my piano sound back. And like I said, this is just a song I really enjoy playing. I sent it to Livingston Taylor already, and this is not a complaint. I didn't hear back from him. He's busy, and I'm sure he gets a lot of these kinds of requests from friends. But I'll get back to you on what he thinks about it when I hear from him. But it's also a song that's got a point to it. And it's also got a kind of touch of sadness about it, because this is what we tell ourselves a lot. We say we're going to do such and such a thing one of these days, and that's the name of the song. It goes, one of these days, one of these days, when my life settles down, I'll double back and I'll find you. One of these days, I'll be hanging around, and I'll take a chance and call your old number. Way back when we had a good time, we used to hold hands and watch old movies. One of these nights, I'll be hanging around, and I'll ask myself, how did I lose you? Seems like just last week we were hanging out, and I used to love to put my arms around you. There's an old movie on, one that we used to love, and I'm thinking one of these days I'm gonna call you. One of these days. One of these days being revealed to the public tonight. I might have played it once on the show many, many months ago when I first wrote it, but it was, as the name of the show states, it was Here and Gone. Now it'll be out on YouTube. Now, normally you would not want to play a song, and I don't think I will play the song. I was going to say I'm going to play a song that was influenced by One of These Days, because I got so into that. What do you call it? Into that lyrical idea and into that mode of that idea that I wrote it into a totally different kind of song in a totally different kind of way, or a somewhat different way anyway. And I turned it into a blues, and that song is called One of These Mornings, and I'm going to debut it tonight. That I literally have not played for a single person anywhere. So you guys will hear that for the first time. And this is a blues of mine. I think it's going to end up on my new record. I'm very excited about this record that I'm about to start recording, Lord willing. And the reason I'm excited about it is it's really the first record in many, many years that I've ever planned from the start to have this record with a theme running through it. And you'd say, well, wait a minute, what about My Home Isn't in This World? That had a theme running through it. Yeah, but that wasn't a planned thing. The medley was planned on that record, but The rest of the songs were like just songs that I was working on, and I just included them all, and they seemed to work. But they weren't. It was not even like an album that I was making. It was like I was just making recordings. So I'm gonna play this for you. This might end up on the new record. This is called This Side of Heaven. I'll walk. Now, wait a minute. I'm going to play the drums with it. That's way too slow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll walk on the streets of gold, yeah. I won't get any older. But this side of heaven, I will sing the blues. I will lay my burden down, yeah. I'll trade my troubles for a crown. But this side of heaven, I will sing the blues. My home isn't in this world. I'm headed over yonder. As I walk this earth, I still have some points to ponder, yeah. Someday I'll see my Savior face to face. But in the meantime, I'm still in this human race, yeah. And this side of heaven, I will sing the blues, yeah. I'm gonna play the blues for you now. My home isn't in this world, no. I'm headed over yonder. But as I walk this earth, I sure enough still have some points. I've still got some points to ponder, baby. Someday I'll see my Savior face to face. But in the meantime, I'm still in this human race. This side of heaven, I can sing the blues. messing around during that, moving the camera, and I lost my consecration there a little bit, but then I came back strong and did a better job for you. This Side of Heaven is the name of it, never been recorded before. Who knows how the master recording will turn out? You must have faith and put it in God's hands when you record, because if you really thought about it, you'd never do anything. You'd never record a note, because it would atrophy you into deer in the headlights kind of fear, because you know what you find out later in life as you go along is you might end up having Bonnie Raitt, Livingston Taylor, and your grandchildren hearing these recordings, and everybody else. So who could record with that type of pressure? My friend Jack Moore told me, Chip, you can't think about it that way. And he's right, you can't. You have to just think, well, the good thing is if it doesn't turn out well, you can just say nobody's going to hear this. I can't even think of a time when that actually happened to me. It must have, with all the recording that I've done in my life. I believe that who the heck is this song now? I believe that I must have recorded at least something that didn't pan out and then dump it. Rob Paparozzi, who's such a great guy and a great player, he was saying how he enjoyed some of my stories that I tell here, and I've had so much music coming to me in the last month or two that I have not told many stories, and I've got some good ones. One night, right after Saturday Night Live ended at 1 p.m., 1 p.m., right? At 1 a.m., I looked at my manager, Peter Hay. I was downtown in his apartment, and I said, why don't we go uptown to JP's and see if anybody's there, and take our chances. And we did. I can't find the song. I guess I didn't write it down in my book yet. Here it is. No, that's the one I just did. Yeah, okay. I found it. This is another song that took 10 years or more to write, and I think it's finally done. So I'd love to record it. I don't think it's going to fit on my blues album, even though it's called My Rhythm and Blues, but we'll see. So we went downtown to JP's, or would you call that uptown? That's uptown. And on the Upper East Side, and we walked in the door, and I just heard a bell ringing in my head, and it was like jackpot, because JP's, which only held like 70 people, there was a table there right in the middle of the room where Bonnie Raitt was sitting, and Danny Seraphine from the group Chicago. I think Chicago was the guest that night, the musical guest on Saturday Night Live, and then I sat down next to Bonnie, who I had known for years, so we were happy to see each other at that point in time, anyway. And I we were having kind of a blast. And then Bill Murray came in, and he sat down to my immediate right. And so, he was cool and nice and friendly, and he seemed very wired, of course, and not from drugs. He just seemed like wired from adrenaline, that he had just been seen by like 60 million people. And so that was the night they did the skit that was Nick Wings, the smarmy lounge singer, literally in an airport lounge. And to make a long story short, there was a table of women who were women's libbers, dressed very severely. Jane Curtin had a short hairdo that looked like a man, and she was in kind of like a suit. And Gilda Radner was all in denim and very severe looking. They must have had a ball playing this skit. And Bill Murray came up and, "Oh, where are you ladies going?" "We're going to a women's conference in Chicago," the topic being how men have ruined our lives, whatever. And Bill Murray, who played this guy so well and so cluelessly, he said, "A women's conference? Wow, I bet even Nick Wings could score at a place like that." And Gilda Radner just deadpans and goes, "I wouldn't bet on it." So he then sings the most ill-conceived song of all time to them. "Hey, I've got a song for you." And he sings, "Thank heaven for little girls." So if you've ever dreamt of meeting somebody who then became like a huge movie star, and scoring with a compliment, that's exactly what I did. I said to him that night, "That was a brilliant choice of song that you sang for the women's libbers." And he looked at me with a great deal of satisfaction and said, "I had a different song for the dress rehearsal, and I changed it at the last minute. So thank you for saying that." And I never did ask what the song was that he had. I probably did ask. I said, "What song did you have for dress rehearsal?" And it was not memorable at all. So here's another new song, never played in public before, although I've played it for two friends. But this song is called "My Rhythm and Blues." And this might be a Stingers song too, who knows? It goes like this. Living behind a face mask, working a hard hat job. Sometimes I feel like I'd steal anything if there was anything decent to rob. But when the long hard week is over, I put on my dancing shoes. When the weekend comes, I've still got my rhythm and blues. 62 Super Reverb, old beat up Les Paul guitar. Friday the boss put me down as a fool, but on Saturday night I'm a star. When it's time to turn the heat up, I play like I've paid some dues. When the lights go down, I've still got my rhythm and blues. I play with a band of brothers who live to secure the groove. From where we stand, in the smoke and the noise, you can see the people move. I can see my baby move, yeah. On Sunday I'm a deacon, playing Amazing Grace. I play my guitar like I'm ringing a bell, but I always wear my Sunday face. And when the long hard week is over, before I proclaim the good news, on Saturday night I've still got my rhythm and blues. Yeah. I've still got my rhythm and blues. Well, for me, it's an auspicious occasion. That's the first public performance of a song I've been working on for 10 years. And you'd be well within your rights to say, Chip, we heard it and we don't know what about that song would have taken 10 years to write. I just couldn't get certain little things right about it. So what can I tell you? I haven't done this song in a long time, and I'm in the mood kind of to do it. It's a little bit of a risk because I have not performed this in a long time, live or any other way. And I'm a little unsure. Let's see. I remember me, I'm an angel. I think I could do it in the key of E. I usually do it in F sharp. I usually do it in this weird open tuning. Let me see if I can. Well, I might regret this, but you'll forgive me if I screw it up. By the way, my last show from a week ago Friday has 300 views on YouTube now. So that's encouraging. There are a bunch of people discovering these shows after the fact. And then I also wanted to spread the news that at the end of this month, I'm going to return to Facebook Live, I believe. Can't do it like that. Sorry. I have to tune this thing. What else did I want to tell you? Tomorrow night I'm playing at Chatham Day School, which is a yearly gig that I totally enjoy. If you have any gigs, musicians, friends of mine, and you want me to publicize them, please send them to me during the week or whatever, and I'll be glad to talk them up here. And if you can move over there to the, we got somebody else. If you can move over to the margins and see the chat section, I think it should show up. And there's a message with a link to my PayPal account, which I call the virtual tip jar. That's just my name for it. Actually, that name was invented by Dawn Beyer down in Nashville. She used to play on the streets of Nashville for a couple of years. And Now I believe she lives in Montana, having bought a house with the proceeds that she got from her virtual tip jar. Because she really discovered the key to unlocking it. Here's my song, Teen Angel Revisited. A little bit of a fantasy song. And see what you think of it. It goes like this. Remember me, I'm Teen Angel. I died on the night of the prom. I smoked and joked and drank too much. I drove an old beat-up bomb, yeah. Remember I wrote in your yearbook that I'd see you down the shore. You can keep my ring, I'm an angel now, and I don't need it anymore. I traded in my wheels, yeah, for a hot rod set of wings. Wish you could feel how it feels to be flying over things, yeah. Tonight I'm outside your window, 'cause you're crying in your sleep. I'm coming through your curtains now, 'cause I still have a promise to keep. You know John from my shop class who likes you. He prayed that someday you'd know. So I'm warming your heart and whispering his name, 'cause you have to let me go. I traded in my wheels for a hot rod set of wings. Wish you could feel how it feels, yeah, to be flying over things, little darling, yeah. Remember that Valentine last year, the one that you threw away? Would it surprise you to know that it was from John, and you'll be his wife someday? Tomorrow you'll think you were dreaming, and if you still feel blue, don't cry for me, I'm better off up here, and I'm still in love with you. Yes, I'm still in love with you. That was Teen Angel Revisited. I can't remember if I've recorded that song. I might have released that on that live record that I did, and maybe I didn't release it. I don't know. Oh, I got to get to my new song that nobody's ever heard yet before. I'm going to quick do a tune-up job. We've got some nice little group of my old gang here. me break a string. Alan's in the house. Nancy's in the house. This is the most people I've had live, but like I said, we're going to establish this on Facebook. I'm sorry, on YouTube. And so I have been writing a lot of blues, and they inevitably, it's hard to distinguish yourself with a blues in some ways, and sometimes they run together a little bit. But this is a bluesy song. It's not a straight blues. And so tonight it's making its debut right here. One of these mornings I will get up and the sun will shine on me. I will finally forget about you. I will throw off the old chains that have long entangled me, and I'll start my new life without you. One of these mornings, one of these mornings, one of these mornings, one of these mornings, I'll look out my window and I won't see your face. I will move on to my next lover. If I wake up at daybreak in the middle of a dream, I'll fall back to sleep when it is over. One of these mornings, one of these mornings, one of these mornings, yeah. One of these mornings, yeah. Maybe someday in the future I'll hear an old friend speak your name, and it won't take me back to our time together, when the lonely sun rises at the start of a new day. It will lead me to a brighter kind of weather. One of these mornings, one of these mornings, one of these mornings, one of these mornings. It's supposed to be a little slower than that. I played it a little speedy out of insecurity about it. Hey, Nancy, I'm glad to see you. Yo, LeBeau, thank you for your help this week. I did play my new song, Blueberry Fields, where I appropriated your great lick from Scratch Your Back. So, with your blessing, I think I have moved on to stealing that with impunity. Um, Now, I might end up, do I have any time? I do. I've got a few minutes. I'm going to end up with this song that hardly anybody's heard. I do have it on YouTube, and I don't know, it's got a certain amount of views on it, but it's a song that, oh, I'll go ahead and say it. I think it should be covered by somebody, period, plain and simple. Um, I did write it for Bonnie Raitt, and I sent it to her, and boy, did I miscalculate. I just thought she was going to flip over it, and she didn't say anything about it. So I don't know what to make of that when that happens, and nobody does. When you're a songwriter and that happens, you just batten down the hatches and try again. I don't know what to tell you. This is a tuning that my dear friend Steve Philp taught me. And it's so deceptively simple. It's just changing one string. And so, you know, I told you Rob Paparozzi was talking about how he enjoys my stories. And so, let me tell you, before I play this song, here's one of my stories in the songwriter's trade. Probably the most exciting. I've gotten some exciting phone calls in my life. This might be the most, particularly in the songwriting realm. I did get a phone call in Watchung, New Jersey, in my kitchen from Bonnie Raitt calling me from Northern California, and she had my song on a cassette, and she was playing it and saying, "I can't figure out what tuning you're in." This is a woman who lives in the realm of open tunings all the time. And it came down to the wire. What if I did this in E flat? So I told her what the tuning was. And it was this. It was this tuning. Maybe that's what confused her. It was only one string difference. And then she had her keyboard there in front of her. And she said, "Can I play this song I'm working on?" So I was, of course. And so she played me the original initial version of the song Nick of Time. I didn't realize I was hearing this song that was going to change her life and her career. And did Jamie get in? I see Jamie. Do I need to admit anyone else? Looks good. I almost muted myself. I made some stupid suggestions about her song, and fortunately she didn't take them. then a year or so later, of course, I saw her collecting 4 Grammys for that album. I'll sign off tonight with this song called If You Had a Heart Like Mine. It goes like this. It came down to the wire. We went out like a fire. No one ever thinks that they'll fade away, but we often do. Never talked with your mother, never met your big brother. They will always be a mystery to me, like I am to you. We had one beautiful dance, and we had the ghost of a chance. And I would have prayed for a sign if you had a heart like mine. We flew over the nation, never laid a foundation, traded day for night, typed our deepest thoughts, sent them off with love. Kind of missed our connections, went in different directions. In the TV light, shadows on the floor, like a falling dove. We had one beautiful dance, and we had the ghost of a chance. I would have prayed for a sign if you had a heart like mine. I won't forget our time. It's here with me now. I still carry it around. Sometimes it's light and easy, sometimes it gets too hard, but I will never lay it down. We had one beautiful dance, and we had the ghost of a chance. And you would have prayed for a sign if you had a heart like mine. If you had a heart like mine. Yeah. Thank you. God bless you. Great to see you. This will be on YouTube later tonight, and I hope we cross paths again soon.